Good evening, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Jeff, and this is Hayfro Sells. And during this particular video, we're going to cover the sales from last night and today. We're going to talk about some of the books that I comped from the Esoteric book lot that I got last Saturday. Only a couple so far. I've only listed a couple. I'm going to show you a couple that have already sold. And just a few books that I'm starting to get the books that I want to list in the first wave. Found a couple interesting books. And I'm also going to show you a few things that I picked up. I didn't go out today. Today was actually it almost felt normal sale-wise. I was like super busy, and as soon as I'm done with this video, I got to get packaging. Do have one little black cloud hanging over right now as I sold something and I can't find it. Cannot stand it when that happens. It's unfortunate that eBay put such a weight on that for resellers. Like, they expect us to be perfect, but buyers can buy something and then just not pay, or, they cancel their order, say they change their mind. I don't really ever hear about any significant impact on that from the buyer's end. And then finally, I want to talk a little bit about this topic, which has kind of annoyed me as of late. The whole delete, relist, delete, sell similar. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but there are a few things that I want to say about that, and it's not really directed towards anybody, but it is kind of directed towards YouTubers in general, resellers, and people who are talking about it. So I'm gonna save that for a little bit later, because I got a pile of stuff here I want to get out of my way first. So first thing was, woke up to a lady who bought a shot glass, and she wanted to add another one. So I already have them in a box, but I'm going to take them out and I'm going to show them to you. Basically, I was trying to figure out how I can ship them, keep it under £1. I'm like looking around for a box that I could fit, the two in, but also give enough padding to protect them. And then I looked up and I saw these little boxes that I had got from eBay. And I was like, you know what? I bet you if I just put them both in put them in two, set their own separate box, and then just put them in a poly mailer. I'm like, I bet you I can get that under £1. And sure enough, it was just like 15.3 ounces. So the first one is an indigo little owl shot glass. Both of these, 2 for $25 plus shipping. This was actually a gift that I believe my wife received, and she's not a fan of owls, and she didn't really want it. So she paid $11 for the first shot glass, and then wanted to know if I would do $14 on the other one. And because I had nothing in on it, and because I kind of thought maybe the whole sale would be hinged on that, I took it. So the other shot glass is it's a little Starbucks shot glass. I'm probably all in on, I don't know, I probably paid $1 for this. Starbucks, like a pine tree. It's quite nice. It's a little dirty inside. I mean, it looks like it's barely been used. Kind of glad I looked inside this. Yeah, it's very clean. So yeah, I was kind of impressed at myself. I'm actually a really good packager. Like, I have very good spatial intelligence. I'm the one who, when things need to fit in the fridge, I'm that guy. Or when packing the kids are all grown up, But I'm the one who had to fit all the stuff in the trunk when it came to crunch time. So that was one sale. Let me just get rid of this. Somebody from Puerto Rico wanted to buy this camera. They've made an offer for $26. FE140 Olympus. This was our personal camera from years ago. It's basically been sitting in like our utility pantry thing for years. Sure, I just kind of wanted to move it. A CD sold for $20. I doubt anybody will know this artist. I don't even know this artist. Niranjan Kaur? Not sure. I think I paid $1 for this, and I think I actually know where I can get another copy or maybe multiple copies. The reason why I bought this, 2 reasons. It was cheap. 3 reasons. It was cheap. I felt that there were probably nobody else out there that had this online. And it was produced and recorded by Ram Dass. And he is kind of somebody in the spiritual community. He's like a spiritual teacher. So I thought, you know, if he's attached to it, there's going to be someone out there that will want this. And this actually, I might have listed this maybe 3 or 4 months ago. So it actually didn't really, I mean, for me, that's, like, I'm not looking to move things super fast. That's just the way I am. And as far as like, sorry, I got like dust. I'm highly allergic to dust, and it's allergy season here. We all have goals. We all have things that we want to accomplish on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. My daily goal for selling is $275 a day. I kind of think of it in terms of like 10 items, $275 a day. That's kind of what I strive for. That's $100,000 a year. If you can't live on $100,000 a year, you're not managing your money very, very well. Do I always hit it? No. And it has been more challenging as of late. But, you know, everything is cyclical. Everything comes around. And I think I hit it today, or I got close. And the day's not over. And I don't view my day. My day runs from the time I wake up to the time that until I go to sleep. So, and I had a really big comic order. Like, I had this guy, he bought, man, today just really felt like the good old times. A guy bought this many comics, and the order was for, it ended up being $140. Now, a lot of this is lower value stuff. And I was just happy to move it. I mean, there's probably like 20 books here. I would rather one guy come in and buy 20 books than 20 different people come in and buy 1 book and I have to do all that packaging. I'm not gonna show them all, but like some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they sell really well. I'm gonna teach you something here. I'm gonna try to teach you something here. Comics have a UPC symbol on them. You can see right here. You see this, the very, it's 00111. The last digit tells you what printing the comic book is. Sometimes 2nd and 3rd prints, or more 4th, 5th prints can be very desirable. Not all, but some can be very desirable. This one is a 3rd printing. You can see it says so it says 00213, and so it's issue 2. I forget what the 4th letter stands for. but then it says 3. So it's the third printing. And so this is actually the first cover. It was, I believe it was this cover, but it was color. And so the third printing, they chose to do a black and white variant is what they call it. This was a 10. This is I sold this one for 10. It's probably like a 15 or 16, $17 book. I remember I bought a handful of these, I think from an online comic retailer years ago. I know I have more. I gave the guy a bit of a deal because he was buying so much. Yeah, so Pebbles, old Flintstone book. An old X-Men book, but this is actually not as old. Like this is actually a cover from one of the original X-Men. This is a reprint. Still a cool cover. Old Superman, Batman book. This is a cool cover. This is a hologram cover. So this character, the girl that's tied up, her name is America. Something Chavez. She's like a newer character. They're trying to push her. There's like a new wave of superhero heroes. Old Hulk book. Just some Star Wars. An old Western, and then that's some couple old Archie books, and then like a bunch that you probably wouldn't recognize. So I'm not going to show you. But it's always really nice. I never understand why somebody comes in and buys one comic and pays $5 or $6 for shipping, and I tell them free shipping on any other single or small sets added, and they just never bite. Always surprises me. I guess they just came and bought what they wanted. Okay, so here is one of those esoteric lots. So these were 2 Aleister Crowley books. These sold for $40. The Law is for All and Moonchild. Look, I really dig this cover. This is I don't even remember buying this. This sold for $15. It's called the Fandom Directory, number 19. I love the homage to the 2001 Space Odyssey. And it's just like some sort of like directory of something. I don't know. I must have bought this in a lot because I would never have just bought this because it doesn't mean anything to me. Like I don't even know what it is. Yeah, so that sold for $15. This sold for $25. This is another esoteric book. Monument to the End of Time, Alchemy, Fulcanelli, and the Great Cross. I think I had a hard time getting a comp on this. I think I found some other stuff by this author, Jay Wiedner, but I didn't see this one. Sometimes that's good, sometimes it's bad. This was the first, I probably have only listed maybe like 5 or 6 things from that book haul. I think that's pretty much it for the stuff that's sold. I think I'm waiting on a few other things for payment to come through. A few things that I didn't go out today. Actually, let's talk about a few of the comps that I did. I haven't listed these yet. I'm gonna try to get these listed, some of these listed tonight. I've spent so much time looking for that thing. I was like cleaning. Sometimes when I can't find something, I'll just start cleaning, kind of like in general, and think, well, maybe I'll just stumble across it. It's nowhere it should be. So anyhow, so this Nostradamus pamphlet kind of thing, it's not very big. It's really awesome looking inside. It just has like really cool drawings. This thing I think will go somewhere between 10 and 35, and I know that's a huge range. It's actually it's in pretty high grade condition, and it has this cool little flyer that came with it. You know, I think anything like this, hardcore conspiracy theorists will definitely want it. So we'll figure out what that goes for when it sells. Osiris, the Egyptian religion of resurrection. I think it doesn't have a dust jacket. I think in this condition it'll go for about 40 maybe. It's a pretty cool book. Extraterrestrial. This is, you know, there's gonna be some duds in there. This was only like a $5 to $8 book, I think. Extraterrestrial archaeology. Incredible proof we are not alone. But sometimes you just, you know, you don't know. And like the 2 books that have sold almost pay for all the books that I got. So when I was there, I bought the books. I dealt with the woman that was there, and she gave me an incredible deal about books. I got some posters, and I got some other little knickknacks. And then when I went back, I was thinking in my mind, oh, you know, if this is how they're pricing stuff. But I guess they valued certain things more, and the other things that I got were not as incredible of a buy. And they're also kind of like hard to determine the value, I guess. But I think they're cool. I think the stuff that I got is cool, and in time you'll see it. Yeah, I'm not gonna lose money. Bottom line is I'm just, you know, I can count on both my hands probably how many times I've lost money on a purchase, and it's just not very often. I normally get things a good enough deal that I always make money. I just know what to buy. I'm just a natural born seller. This book, Glimpses of Other Realities, Volume 2, High Strangeness. This has lots of sales in the 80 to 120 range. Never heard of this book or this author, Linda Moulton Howe, but this was a really good find. I almost kind of want to read this one. And then a book on the key to Solomon the King. I think I comped it. I think this was like a $10 to $15. Oh, 15 to 20. That's right. Okay, so that's that. Picked up the other day this slide rule. I've had good luck selling these old vintage slide rolls. Like I'll buy these. I looked and I looked for the thrift store. It was just a mess there. The stuff was everywhere. I looked so hard for the top of this, but I just could not find it. And I got some IKEA stuff. A couple little things. I don't even know what they are, but I see them, and I might even have some that I can like lot up. You know, just there's so many people out there that like IKEA stuff, and lots of them just don't have an IKEA near them, so they have to buy things online. I don't remember if I told you, but I literally sold something to somebody in Florida there was an IKEA about an hour and a half away from where he lived, but he would have rather bought it online than go get. And he paid a massive premium for what he got. I bought some of these. They're like shelves. I'm not shelves. They're like I don't know. The cardboard things you put books in. I had one already, and these were like dirt cheap, like $1.25 for these 3. And I already had one, so I'm just gonna lock them up and sell these locally. Oh, that's the other thing. If you watch the video that I rescued that IKEA lamp shade, that red and white polka dotted one, sold that today for $10 to somebody who was just like incredibly ecstatic to get it. It was so funny. I was like, Um, when they got here and I was walking out, I'm like, I said to my wife, I'm like, whoa, I'm like, 'cause I'm reading the text and she's just like exclamation, exclamation. She's like telling me how she got this lamp, and then this is like the perfect lampshade, and it feels good because it's like I literally rescued that from basically getting put in the dump, and it's just like, you know, that person is she's happy. She didn't go and buy something new. You know, we saved, you know, the earth in a very tiny way. Not that, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It feels good. It feels good for both parties, in my opinion. This is an IKEA, it's called an IKEA Kavissel. It's like these metal stacking shelves that you would like hang somewhere on your wall. I paid $4 for this, and I've sold this before locally. Like it's really heavy. Like I'll sell it locally. It's a discontinued item. I think I sold the last one for like 25 or 30. So yeah, I mean, if I've already sold before, and I remember it didn't take long to sell, it's, you know, I'm not gonna, yeah, I mean, when things are discontinued, people who love their IKEA, they will pay a premium for it. Oh, and then here's one last thing. I like buying stuff like this. You might look at me and think that that's crazy. No one's going to want to buy this. But I don't know. There's quite a few Scientologists out there. I don't necessarily agree with their beliefs, but I don't need to. Like, we're all free to believe whatever we want to believe. This is it's called The Route to Infinity. It's a lecture. Now, this is on cassette tape, and you'd be surprised with some of these old, not just Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard stuff, but there's a huge market. Like, they sell so much like materials like this to their members, and I'm sure that they could probably get this on CD or maybe not. And if they can't get it anywhere else, then this actually makes this incredibly valuable. I haven't really comped these out. I got this one. I'm not going to open it up because they'll probably, let me see. There's like a book in here, and there's 7 cassettes. It's like an old book. It's inside 7 cassettes. Looks like it's been well loved and well highlighted. And, you know, I think I'm all in for less than $10 for all 3 of these. This one is Cause and Spheres of Influence, L. Ron Hubbard. The 1950 Success Congress Lectures, Washington, D.C., January 1959. It's interesting. And then the Academy Lectures Level 3. This is from I think it was originally recorded in 1962, but this was actually made in 1987. But yeah, I have to believe that there's a Scientologist out there that wants this. So we'll see. Stay tuned. Okay, the final thing that I want to talk about is the whole debate, discussion, the topic of should you delete and sell similar, delete, relist, blah, blah, blah. I've been selling on eBay for 12 years. Now, up until about 4 months ago, I had never deleted and sold similar as a marketing strategy. And the only time that I had ever done that would be if like I deleted something. I probably actually would have only ever relisted it. I never actually gave it much thought in terms of like the whole getting a new item number and all that, and then the whole concept of where it ranks in, you know, placements and whatnot, and the older listings falling down. I'd never really given that thought. I know that is insane to think about. Like, I've been doing this long. I just keep looking forward. But about 4 months ago, my sales were unusually low. And I was just, you know, I called into eBay and I asked them, is there anything I can do to, like, within my store to, you know, I don't know, boost it? They did say that there was something that you can do on your home page. There's like all these little tasks that you can complete. If you haven't completed them, that helps. They did tell me that. Like, I just thought about this right now. Maybe I'll follow up with that on the next video tomorrow, because as I said, this is one long continuous train of thought. That's kind of what these videos are. And then he said to me, let me go in and refresh your store. Now, I don't actually know what that means. And then he also said another thing that you can do is delete your items and sell similar. And then he proceeded to explain to me why you would want to do that. Now, he didn't necessarily say do it because it places your item higher in the search result. What he said was do it because if you've had items in your store for let's say multiple years, they could be on an old server, and that could be driving, because they're always doing server upgrades. So then he recommended you might want to delete and sell similars for some of, you know, to get your items kind of back up in the search results, but also maybe back on the new and most current server. Like, that was what the guy said. And so, like, the people who are out there talking about, I can't even believe that there is a reseller who would use the word shadow ban. I find that incredibly fear-mongering and incredibly clickbaity, and I cannot stand clickbait. I cannot, like, there's so many people on YouTube who, like, their titles are such a small portion of actually what the video is about. And I don't know, like, it's so cringe how people do their thumbnails and how they use their language for their videos. And it's also cringe how, like, this is not a topic. Like, I've seen people do like 20 to 30 minute topics, 20 to 30 minute videos just on this topic. This is not a topic that is actually worth talking that long. There's no such thing as a shadow ban. There's no such thing as, like, it hurting you in any capacity to delete and sell similar. Now, you won't get the same results if your item is maybe overpriced or not, you know, not desirable. It still may sell. At the end of the day, I still believe almost everything will sell. Some people don't believe that. And like I said, almost everything. I mean, everything was produced for one reason, to be sold in the first place. And so in general, and maybe it won't sell on eBay. Maybe you have to sell it locally. Maybe you have to lot it up. You have to get creative in any market, like, and especially in this market. So yeah, I guess the whole point, I was just thinking about this while I was driving the other day. I was just like, you know, it's just like the word shadow ban, it has such a conspiratorial tone that I couldn't believe somebody would even apply that to reselling in eBay. It's just, to me, it is just absolutely ridiculous. I totally recommend, like, I can't say that the deleting and sell similar that I've done have given me like any boost, but I have to believe that. So when I do that, I also lower the price as well, because if it has been sitting for, you know, a while. And I'm not a big advocate of, like, this is something that you need to delete and sell similar your items like every few months or every 6 months. I mean, I think there's some people that do it like every 2 or 3 months or maybe even more. that's a lot of work in my opinion. Like, I mean, yeah, you could do 200 at a time and whatnot, but it's just, I don't know. Like, I've also been in the process of cleaning up my store because, like I said, I've just been listing and listing for years and building out my store. So I do have some cleaning, and I'm trying to do a little bit at a time, and it's going to take me a while at 8,000 listings. So, yeah, I'm going to end here. I don't want to turn this into the very thing that I'm complaining about, is people just talking about this endlessly. Like, there's no shadow ban. You can do it. eBay's advised me to do it. So yeah, anyhow, peace, and we will see you tomorrow.